Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. Question for you. Are you afraid of the 2024 Toyota Tacoma, the new Tacoma that was just announced recently? Unless you're living under a rock or maybe just aren't as big of a fan as I am. Yeah, I'm a Tacoma fanboy. You may not know, but Toyota just recently announced a new Toyota Tacoma. Now, there's a lot of changes. It's a redesigned model. They have thrown a 4-cylinder turbo in it. And next year, there's going to be a 4-cylinder turbo hybrid. In other words, there's going to be an electric motor. I believe it's mounted between the engine and the transmission, just to give the truck a little more oomph. I'm sure that's not the real reason, but hopefully, maybe, to increase the fuel economy a little bit as well. It's an electric motor after all. Who knows? What I like about it is it's going to have more power, more oomph. But the big question, are you afraid of it? Am I afraid of it? Well, I'll give you the answer to that right now, and that is no. I'm not afraid of it. I have faith in Toyota. They've got other electrics out there. I mean, look at the Prius. It's been around for 400 years. And by the way, if you haven't seen the new Prius, you got to check that out. It actually looks good. I can't make fun of it anymore unless I look at the late models. So they have a lot of experience when it comes to electric drivetrains, electric powertrains. So I am not real concerned that they're going to put out something that is not going to be reliable, functional, all that kind of stuff. No fear there. But where it is justified to be fearful, I think, maybe not for the same reasons, but is that it's a new model. You know, anytime any manufacturer puts out a brand new redesigned model, there are going to be quirks. There are going to be little nagging issues. There's no way that they get the truck absolutely perfect. I don't care who it is, Toyota or a Hyundai, but there's no way they're going to get it exactly perfect right from the beginning. So we can expect there to be some sort of issues with it. Hopefully not big issues, not problems that are going to mean you have to leave it at the dealership for 6 months while they try to get parts or try to figure out what's wrong with it. But there are going to be nagging little things. Anything from electronics, probably, because this truck is going to be full of electronics. You know, they have that great big new 14-inch screen, and I'm sure there are smaller ones you can get as well. Which, by the way, speaking of the screen, I should address this because I have dogged the screen a lot. The screen that Toyota is seemingly using in all the vehicles now, and that's that it protrudes up above the dash. It looks like a computer screen or an iPad, you know, one of those big iPads that they just kind of glued in there. I'm still not a big fan of it, but I am excited to see what its functionality is. I mean, what are they going to build into that thing? It's so big and giant that I would think they're going to have other things in it, maybe calendars. I doubt you're going to have web access, at least not something that comes from the factory, because that's a liability for them, even though the passenger could sit there and watch it. I mean, they have other things in the truck that are for the passenger, right? But I doubt it. I don't think that's going to happen. But they could put useful things into it, like a calendar, reminders, and I know you have all that stuff on your phone right now, and a date. You know, I'm looking at the screen right now, and one of my biggest pet peeves about radios and cars in general, at least in the Tacoma, is there's no date on this screen anywhere. Unless I have a setting wrong or I'm missing something. There is a clock there. I can see it's 12:23 in the afternoon right now. Bright sunshine, by the way. But no date. I don't know how many times, maybe it's just me, that I'm driving around trying to remember what the date is. Old age, maybe. But it's not there. I hope they include something like that along with the clock. I mean, why wouldn't they? So anyway, I am looking forward to it, even though I'm not a big fan of its placement, I guess. I think it could be better integrated into the system as opposed to having it up above the dash. So we are going to have something to be concerned with. Am I afraid of that? No, I'm not afraid of that at all. As I mentioned, I have great confidence in Toyota that they're going to give us a truck that isn't going to be plagued with the nasty little things that other manufacturers have. Take the Jeep Gladiator, for example. You know, with their horrid auto stop system and the auxiliary battery that's hidden somewhere tucked down underneath. We replaced one on the channel. Just horrid things. Check engine lights, black screens. I had all kinds of things with the first one that I had. Knock on plastic, or I guess faux leather. it's been good ever since. The one that I have now isn't giving me any troubles, but they had their problems as well. So I am looking forward to it. I will be getting one. I've mentioned this in previous videos. It's no secret. I am leaning towards the TRD Sport. I had a big decision to make, I guess, for myself as to which model I was going to go after when I can go after them. Who knows? That's the other thing. You know, is it going to actually be available this year? Hard to say. Are you going to be able to put your hands on one? I mean, I'm sure it's going to be available. They've announced it. They'll start building them in a few months probably, and they'll start trickling in towards the end of the year. But can the common Joe put their hands on one? That's going to be interesting to see. I don't know. Otherwise, I think it's going to be an awesome truck. I love the design of it, the body style. I think Toyota stayed true enough to the existing Tacoma that that's not really going to be an issue. I've seen pictures. You've all seen the pictures, the real pictures from Toyota. By the way, Toyota does a horrible job, I think, with releases on new products. You look at some of the other manufacturers out there and they have these big release presentations, which I really do like, by the way. Toyota doesn't do anything. They start by sneaking it on to sites saying that it's been spied somewhere. You can't tell me that the people that have those trucks that put those pictures out, because you know they have a little fleet of test vehicles, and that's where these are coming from. But you can't tell me that these people aren't leaking these things intentionally to start to create buzz about the product, right? I mean, surely Toyota would get rid of those people if it was a problem and they were releasing things without Toyota's permission. And then they go ahead and they start putting little snippets out, you know, a picture of a fender, maybe a picture of a third pedal. They did that, announcing that they were going to have a manual transmission available, which, by the way, I still can't believe. But anyway, they put these little snippets out. They do that for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they have a full release in the form of videos of the truck, which they did with the Tacoma, and then more pictures and things like that on the website. I just think they'd be better served to do some big presentation, particularly when you're dealing with the #1 selling mid-size truck in the country, if not the world, I don't know. I just think they're shortchanging the Tacoma a little bit in that they don't do that. Let me know what you think. Should Toyota be doing the big flashy releases? It doesn't even have to be flashy. Just a guy on a stage talking about the trucks. Maybe have the different models out there so that we can at least see them in person, and, you know, the press will go crazy. They can, you know, put out the pictures and their videos and all that stuff. I think that's what Toyota should be doing. So anyway, bottom line, I don't think there's really any reason to be afraid of the 2024 Tacoma. Maybe cautiously aware, but no reason to be afraid. I'm certainly not. I can't wait till it comes out. Leave a comment. Let me know. Are you afraid of the new Toyota Tacoma? Be honest. I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Mod Driven, all about the Honda Civic, and RobMotive JT, all about the Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? And while you're at it, smash the subscribe button here too. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and don't be afraid. Bye.